Hi, I'm Michael Welch, President and Chief Executive Officer of Rocky Mountain High Brands. Welcome to this week's podcast. So I have two guests with me today, Michelle Krebsbach, our Director of Marketing. Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we have returning Christian Vega, my favorite guest.
My favorite spot. Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you. So we're going to start with Michelle. Michelle, we've got several things to go over today.
Yes. Lots have been going on with marketing and branding at Rocky Mountain High, let me tell you.
We've been keeping you very busy, especially since we brought Doug on as our new Vice President of Sales.
Yes. Things have picked up and it's going crazy.
Well, great. Well, let's start by talking about our new wholesale program.
Okay. We have a wholesale program currently on our website, and we decided that because so many people want to sign up for it, that we need to blow it out and make it a little bit more robust. And so we've put together a plan to actually go after people to let them join our wholesale program because it's a business partnership with wholesalers and retailers. And so in order to become a wholesaler/retailer in our program, you have to qualify first. And you have to have either a brick and mortar store, you have to have a legit EIN number and reseller certificate number. You have to sign up for it. We have to approve you. And then if you're approved, then you get incentives to buy our products at a wholesale pricing level. And so right now what we're doing is we're in the process of revamping our wholesale program from a design perspective. And we have an example of what our new landing page is going to look like. And it basically just kind of shows you that partnering with us to resell your CBD products is a good partnership because we offer incentives, we have top quality products, and we're in the business to partner with our wholesalers and our retailers. And some of our competitors don't offer these types of things, but we're basically engaging people who have a retail shop or have a store online to come and partner with us because it's a good business opportunity for everyone. And so this landing page kind of shows, that we're doing business with you and that we have a nice, easy to navigate journey in the process of like signing up, getting approved, shopping on our catalog for picking out products and putting them in your cart and getting them to you. And we have multiple shipping options available. We have incentives available. And so we have different tiers of incentives.
So this page that we're looking at right now is accessible to anyone that can access our hemp website. Mm-hmm. So they can look at what the qualifications for becoming a wholesaler are.
Right. This is the first page when you click on our wholesale button that you will come to when we launch this. And it kind of explains what our program is about and what you have to do to qualify.
Okay.
And then there's a form that's on the next page that you have to fill out to qualify. And if you qualify, you will get an email saying that you're qualified, you've registered, and that you're now inducted into the wholesale program.
It's like being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
It really is. I mean, it's a big deal. So there's a lot of people that call us daily wanting to be a part of this. I mean, our phones are blowing up for people that want to resell our products. So we decided to make a full-blown program wrapped around people that want to resell our products. We have minimum order requirements to get in. We have a starter kit that's going to be available, and the starter kit is like a sampling of all of our products, and we've put that together, and we've actually discounted our starter kit to give you an incentive to buy the starter kit so that you can try all of our products before you turn around and sell them out to the customers. And we have incentives based on volume. So we have 3 tiers of incentives for volume purchases that you will, that you can access. We give swag and discount and things like that.
Great.
And so all of that will be in this new program when we launch. We're very excited about it.
That's very exciting. Yes. I know you've been working very hard on that.
Yes. So. Yep.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that launch.
Yeah,
so.
We should be going live with our landing page probably next week. We don't have everything set up. We're going to do it in 2 phases. So some of our incentives are not ready to go yet, but the new landing page and the form will be ready, I think, in a few days.
Okay. Well, thank you for that update.
Yes.
So we've got some new beverages to look at.
Yes. We have been working very hard on launching a couple of different lines of our beverages. And so we can talk about our hemp beverages that you see up on the screen. And so what this lineup is, our hemp beverages that contain CBD they're doing so well. And I mean, we're running out of stock constantly. We're having to, fulfill our inventory all the time. So we decided to come out with a line extension of hemp beverages, our hemp infused waters, that also contain hemp seed extract. And that's a different ingredient than CBD. It has different benefits, and some consumers are looking specifically for hemp seed extract.
I love these new cans.
The new cans are awesome.
They have a very clean look to them.
Very clean, because the ingredients are very healthy. It's a very clean nutrition panel. We have 250 mgs of hemp seed extract in it, that's a great amount. And we want just a healthy, clean look. And so this is the new branding that's kind of like our sister lineup to the CBD version that we already have.
And the CBD version is in the short, squatty 8-ounce or 12-ounce cans.
Yep, and these are in a nice, sleek 12-ounce can that just kind of gives it a really clean look. So, and the benefits of hemp seed extract, for those of you who might not understand the difference between hemp seed extract and CBD, hemp seed extract gives you fiber and protein in your omegas and those types of things. And so a lot of people are actually looking for beverages and food that contain hemp seed extracts specifically. And so we have created a line to give that to our customers that want it.
Well, I'm looking forward to not only tasting those, but seeing them in our office. So
the tasting is Christian's deal.
Actually, it's Kathy. I just kind of help with the formulations.
Right.
So if I may add, I mean, that's what we thought about this, over the course of a couple months, and the key that we all hit was we wanted something clean, organic, natural, good for you, wellness for life model and mission. Right. And I believe that we achieved that formulation that you guys requested and desire for, to fit that market that goes to the Whole Foods and looking for those kind of products, those market that turn around the can and they go, sucralose, I don't want sucralose. Right. And they put it down, right? We were able to find a supplement for sucralose that is a all natural sweetened, and it is also a masker, and it gives you 0 carbs, 0 calories. So we're actually pushing towards that keto line that people are right now looking for. And not only the sign looks amazing, but it also fits the formulation inside of it. Not just they look amazing, which they do, but it's a win-win. So when you crack that thing open, you feeling the neat and the organic and the cleanest, and it actually tastes really good and sweet, and without having any sugars. Yep. And that's what the market that you guys wanted to approach as far as the marketing approach. And so it took us a little while. I mean, we call it angel dust. I broke into your office meeting one day and I said, taste this now. And you're like, okay, oh, that's not sugar, and so we're like, yes, we hit the mark. So very excited about that launch.
Yeah.
Very excited. Very well done. Good job.
And exactly what Christian said. It's not just a pretty can. It's what's inside the can. And what we want the outside to resonate is what is actually in it. And it's the whole good for you, clean, nutrition panel, no sugar, and so it's all natural. And we have different flavors, and we really like the new look of this, and we're going to launch this soon.
And the original used to have 100 mgs. Remember that?
Yes.
And so you guys, that was a quest between Kathy and Michael to find the right amount of taste with the right amount of hemp seed extract.
Right. We tried to go to 500 and it disintegrated the taste. And so we dropped it down to 250. That seemed to be the maximum level that we could go to without adversely affecting the taste.
Right. And Kathy Fernandez has, she's our tasting expert, and she's part of the formulation as well, and part of all the exciting stuff that we do behind doors. I suck at it. I think they all tasted delicious, but they're like, no, go right back to the book. No, you need to bring down this, bring up this. And I'm like, okay, sure. Just let me what you want me to do. And then we go from there.
It is not easy. Product development and formulation, getting the ingredients right and what you want in it to taste good It's a long road.
We had a discussion yesterday. We opened a competitor, and I won't mention the competitor's name. We opened a competitor's beverage, and it was super sweet. Just like, I won't use the term, but and we had our flavor house on the one of them on the phone with us. Yep. And one of the comments that I made is that we don't want to produce beverages that have that level of sweetness with them, because we want a clean taste, and we want, to be able to taste the flavors without having something that's so sweet that it just overwhelms you. So that's one of the things that we're trying to achieve with these beverages. So
yeah, I believe this is our new cutting edge products that, there's a lot of folks out there who put drinks out there, and they go for the fast, quick making a drink, get it out there, it's going to be great. But they overlook some of those details that this company has grabbed on and said, no, like that detail for itself, that this product gets sold pretty well right now, and we taste it, and it tastes like syrup or like Dr. Pepper, but they're neither one of them. So we're delivering a very select, high quality, organic and natural drink to the market that they're gonna have a hard time competing with us, because we're the pioneers of figuring things out, right? Remember, oil and water don't mix. I remind that to everybody every day. Oil and water don't mix. Well, I got a few million reasons why it does and it can be. So
but that's another reason why sometimes it takes us so long to put our beverages out there, because we're not going to just put something out there because we're being told to put it out there or because somebody wants it. We go through a lot of testing, and we could stop at 4 phases in, but we don't. We keep going until it's perfect. And it's a balancing act with the ingredients for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us about the other new drinks that we're getting ready to launch.
So we've been talking about relaunching our legacy drinks, which was our original Rocky Mountain High beverages that were the energy drinks that have the mountain design on them. And we've been talking about it for a long time, and we've been going back and forth, and we've been going through the whole entire product development process for what do these drinks need to have in them, what do they need to look like when we relaunch them again, because this was technically our legacy. And we've talked to a lot of people, and we've talked to consumers, and we've done a ton of research to figure out what is it that we want to come back out with when we roll back out with the thing that put us on the map. And we decided that we are going to relaunch our legacy drinks under a new version of our name, which is going to be called Rocky Mountain. And we're dropping the word high on these beverages, and we've completely rebranded and come up with a brand new brand called Rocky Mountain. And the rationale behind this is because a lot of consumers still right now are very concerned with the connotation that the word high brings to anything that they're holding in their hand. And until people understand what is going on with the industry of hemp and CBD, we decided to be a little bit conservative and change the drink to Rocky Mountain. And you can see on the screen, this is our new branding. And if you want to pull up the new can designs, we've actually taken our brand into the can designs, and we're relaunching with 3 flavors. The flavors may change by the time we actually launch this, but these are the idea of what we're going out with under our new brand, Rocky Mountain.
I love these cans as well.
Yeah, this is amazing. And we have 250 mgs of hemp seed extract in these. We do not have the energy component in these because we also talk to a lot of people that want something very clean, something very healthy, and they don't necessarily want the energy component. So right now we've left out the energy component in our new beverages that we're coming out with. Some of these are just the same great flavors that we've always had. They're going to taste even better because we have all natural ingredients, and Christian can talk to that. Maybe some of the differences between what we had and what we're coming out with now. I think the sugars are different.
Right. We utilize the same concept that we did for hemp. We are applying that to pretty much everything that we move forward. We are literally taking a wellness for you, wellness for life to the fullest extent. We're not going to just provide you with a drink to get on the wagon if everybody's making it. We're giving you a drink that you're going to feel good drinking it. You're not going to feel the guilt that if you were drinking carbs or making that sacrifice, or how much, like, for example, another drink and it's got too many sugar, too many carbs, but I got to sacrifice. And we're giving you a good option where, like, it's going to taste great, it's going to be good, it's not on the natural side, and 0 carbs, 0 calories. It's just, it's a winner, all around it.
So 2 things I want to point out. These are non-energy drinks.
Correct.
And one thing I just noticed, if you can bring that presentation back up on the cans, I think this might be an earlier version of this presentation because this shows 16-ounce drinks. Didn't we decide these were going to be 12-ounce drinks?
For you folks out there, this is kind of how it goes in the office.
Maybe. They might be 12. I think we changed it to 12 ounce
I think
sleeve.
we decided that.
I don't think we have those designs yet.
I think that we decided these were going to be 12-ounce drinks. So I just
That
wanted
will
to point
change.
that out
Yeah.
to somebody that would notice that these are 16-ounce on the screen. So we did make the decision to make these
12 ounce.
because we are working on something that we're not ready to announce that is a 16-ounce
Yes,
drink.
that is
So,
and that one will be in the 16
Oh, is
ounce.
that the? Never mind.
Don't
We're not allowed to talk
don't
about
go
that.
there yet. Don't go there yet. We're not ready on that one.
That one's really good though.
So one of the reasons that we're doing these new drinks is for the meeting with the national distributor that we have on March the 15th. One of the things that the last podcast that we did was with Doug Gillen, our new vice president of sales, and he made the commitment that we would be working with the national distributor in the very near future. We have our first meeting with them on March the 15th, and we're working on a presentation to them. And so one of the reasons that Michelle and her team has been working so feverishly on all of these things is to have these can designs, and Christian has been working with his team to have the formulations ready on these drinks so that we'll have these beverages ready to go into retail once we sign the distribution agreement. So I just wanted to make that point clear.
Yes, so we're very excited because, again, as Christian stated, it's the branding and everything looks really good, but it also is what's inside the drink too that's clean. It's what everyone's looking for. It's what consumers are asking for. There's nothing out there like this right now. I mean, in the beverage space, we're going to be the pioneers for this. There's nothing out there that compares to, everything that we're putting into this and all the research that we're doing and the ingredients that are going in this and what you're getting in a can with a beverage in this water. So we're really excited.
Sugar. There was a person who used to work with us, and then he mentioned that Rick, that there was some studies going on with sugar that they consider sugar being the next, most addicted drug, and it's one of the most dangerous because it drives their spectrum is from age 8 or 5 all the way to 99. It's available to everybody, and that kind of got us thinking for a while. Where hey, we should really switch around and get away from that kind of stuff and but yet provide something that tastes good.
Right.
Obesity is a big problem in the United States. So we're tackling down things in the market as well and providing you guys with something that is going to be healthy and it's going to be that tastes good, which is one of the difficult things. Some people will sacrifice taste over 0 calories, right? Not with our drinks. You're not going to sacrifice neither one of them. You're going to have a very delicious drink as well as 0 carbs and 0 calories.
As well as the #1 ingredient, that's the hemp seed extract. And the hardest part about what Christian has to do is mask that taste of the hemp seed extract.
It's extremely
because
bitter.
It's extremely bitter in its raw state. And so you can't just dump it in with the sugars that you've decided. You have to go back and forth a bunch of times and figure out that balance.
You take sugar out of Coke, you wouldn't taste it. You would not want to drink it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. So, it's very exciting projects for sure. It's been a long process, but it's very exciting to see it come to alive. So it's alive.
So our legacy is almost back. We're
That's
almost
great.
there.
Well, we're excited about that. So, Christian, give us an update on the Green Lotus contract we signed last week.
Well, we got the contract taken care of. Michael, you and I went down and met with Carlos at his office and just kind of went through the whole 9 yards, got everything out of the way, printed out. Excuse me, I wish we were taking a picture because we were all working on it. And
I told him I wasn't leaving his office until we signed the contract.
And so Carlos is a very direct person. He likes things like that. You know, he's got a military background. He's a veteran. So he enjoys face-to-face communications. He really does enjoy, you know, discussions that would be progressive for both parties. And many times he tells you, you know, I want this to be able to fit for you and be fit for us. I want you to be protected, but I want to be protected. Which in one way where we're going like, what are you talking? I mean, what's the big deal? But he's concerned we're legit. I mean, he's like, if I blow up, you know, I want to be the only guy with this particular drink. And we're like, you got it. You know, so it was a very interesting yet very exciting conversation and contract signing that day, because we walked out of there knowing that he's gonna blow it out of the park, you know. And then on top of that, I mean, he went ahead and we started doing getting his production in order, and we're hopefully to have that at somewhere in between the first and end of March. We'll have his production ready. He started with one production, and we're thinking, okay, you're gonna try out and see what flavors you want to do best and whatnot. But he's sort of already pre-sold everything, and we haven't done one can yet. It's in the process. So it's like,
and he's at a show in Las Vegas right now.
He's at Champs. He's at Champs right now in Las Vegas, and then he's going to another show in Vegas where all these major retails get together and they go and see what's new out there. I think I sent it to you. I want to say it's ADS, I believe.
I think so. I looked at the link. So I actually shared that with Michelle as well, because we've been working on what trade shows to go to.
And so that's the one that he was more pumped for it. We had to get our flavor houses to run a bunch of samples, and they're actually in bottles, they're not in cans yet. Samples come in the plastic bottles for us. So I said, look, I can get you this right now. He's like, I don't care, just send it to me. I need to bring something with me to the shows. And last night he sent me a text message, and I mean, he was saying the water was a big hit, bro. We're gonna kill it. And I'm like, can you define kill it? I just
so we understand.
I want to sleep. I want to take a day off, to be honest with you. So he's gonna do really good. He's very excited. He's got a great, amazing team of sales. You saw it. I mean, he expanded his
impressive operation.
He expanded his operations. Took half of the floor. He only had one little spot. He took the other half. And that one side, it's all sales rep on the phone all day long. They're blasting emails with the product and taking orders online right now, all the pre-orders. So he's doing the right thing. I mean, he's trusting us to get this product done at the time that we discussed it. So that's a lot of pressure on us that we have to deliver at a certain time and date, because he's already pre-selling a lot of stuff. So the next order should be coming pretty soon after that, maybe within about 2-3 weeks, maybe. That's what we're hoping. And he likes to keep steady. So it's very, very, very excited about that. That allows us to continue to build that private label industry that we get knock on the door all the time, but we're now selected of who we choose and who we work with, versus before we were just like, hey, somebody want to call us? We could do this, you know. Now it's every day, you know. So that's where we are with Green Lotus. We hope to have this production coming up in this month, and then there'll be another order right after that, depending on which flavor sold the most. So he's very excited about that. As far as that, so anything else you guys want to?
No. Can you update us on CBD Life?
We're done. We're good to go. Absolutely. CBD Life. So there was the new administration came over.
The new presidential administration?
The new presidential administration in Mexico. So López Obrador, he has taken over the obviously the country and the what we call the White House here, you know.
Their version.
Their version, La Casa de los Pinos, and that's their version. So
they don't have the same controversies going on. His attorney's not testifying against him and going to prison.
Not that I know of. I want to be clear, but no, not at all. Not at all. In fact, he's sort of like the Bernie Sanders of the Mexican political world. So he's very cool with the whole cannabis movement as well. He's good friends with Vicente Fox, as you and I have a little connection there. So he instructed his new directors of everything. So when a new administration comes in, just like America, you're the new director of the FDA and whatnot. So they appointed a new director for the COFEPRIS, and he's taken over the permits for the cannabis industry going in there. And so he has put a stop. No, nobody get all freaked out. He had to put a stop to it to have a second review on the procedures of exportation and importation, and the procedures of all the ingredients. Like I said many times before, COFEPRIS is the toughest in this agency to bring in products. So he has put a hold on it for right now. He added some addendums to the permits that needed to be completed, and he has given them roughly about 2 months to get everything completed. Lucky for us, some of those amendments that he added were already completed by us. So we're in great shape. We just have to wait till he releases them back. In fact, we're the only company who has them together.
So any idea when he'll release them back?
So we anticipate that I was told by the CBD Life that production has to be completed by May 1st. So we anticipate the last week of April, he will be releasing those things back. So he gave them roughly about 2 months to get their stuff together as far as the permits. We don't have to worry about that because we did all our homework and put all our ducks in the road before he came in. So we anticipated the request that he was going to ask for. And I'll give you a great example. In our ingredient list, there's a word that says WONF, which is WONF, which stands for with other natural flavors. Knowing how we work in America, I applied the FDA to the COFEPRIS as well. And so we broke down every single flavor and what's in every single flavor that is WONF, which is with another natural flavor.
And is he requiring that breakdown?
He's requiring that right now. So you see my office where I have a big old stack of all this documentation. I had that all ready to go. So when they gave me the call and they were saying, we need to get on this right now, I mean, that was maybe like 9 in the morning, 10 a.m. in the morning. By 4 o'clock, I was finished with my stuff. And so I'm like, do you really need 2 months? Because I'm done. So obviously this is something that CBD Life didn't know when they issued the purchase order or our deposit. No, not at all.
No, wouldn't have issued our purchase order and deposit.
Right, absolutely. So our initial production run or expectations to be completed was mid-February.
Right.
And so they went ahead and paid us towards the end of the year. I think it was
like right at the end of December. And
so then the pressure came in. So we told them this takes about 11 weeks. They said we need it in 6 weeks.
Right.
And so we were running like crazy. So this was a curveball to them as well, just like everyone else who applied for the permits. We went to the agree to ask for an additional $100,000 to get shrink wraps because the canning was an issue. The printing cans was going to take
engraved
7 months. Engraved cans. That's right. Engraved cans the lead time was about 6-7 months, and they were just pulling their hair. We can't wait to that. We just can't. And so we said, well, if you give us an additional $100,000, we can go ahead and get you shrink wraps. So they approved it. They said, let's go ahead and do it. Everything was flowing. And then the new administration came in and said, hold your horses. We want you to double check this and this and this and this. From what I heard in Mexico, some of those permits are falling through from the other providers. They don't have it all together. This is not easy to do to begin with. And so what I do know, not what I heard, but what I do know is that the only permits right now that they said they're good to go, but they have to wait like everyone else, it's our permits. That's 6 drinks. Carlos was there last Monday to finalize his paperwork. We were trying to pin him down on Monday, but he was in Mexico. Carlos is a CBD provider for the other products for CBD Life. So he had to go down there and sign some paperwork and present more paperwork. And he's also ready to go. So the CBD Life permits are all in compliance now. We have to wait till the government releases it back to the market. So I'll give you one of the biggest concern was sugar. And this is what I was talking about sugar. There's a 25% increase in taxes if we have sugar instead of beet sugar. So some of the documentation had to prove it says beet sugar, had to be tested, had to be sent out to the lab, and then we have to send that stuff to Mexico. The paperwork was ready. We just did the labs and the testing and everything else for them to have. But they want to make sure that we're not bringing in sugar without us paying the amount of, well, CBD Life, we paying the extra taxes. And they will be verifying all that stuff. So we're good to go. I mean, Kathy was at the co-packer, and she was really upset because it said, it just said granulated sugar, but it didn't have the word beet sugar. So we told our ingredient guy, our ingredient rep, we said we're not paying for it unless it says that, because it's not going to cross borders. That simple.
So you mentioned sleeved cans versus engraved cans.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is that they were able to find a supplier in Mexico for the engraved cans that could do it on an expedited basis.
Yes.
Is that correct?
So now that they have an extra couple months to get this done, on our behalf, we're complete. Our paperwork is in compliance. That gave them the option to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, guys, we have 2 months. Can we pull off engraved cans? So we told them, not on our side of the border. All the 3 major companies for canning are only doing bright cans, which is cans without anything engraved. But the contacts that we do have ourselves in Mexico, you may contact them directly and see if you can put something together. And they did. So Crown Mexico, there's Crown USA, Crown Mexico has taken up on that challenge, and they're going to have engraved cans for them in half of the time that a normal run would be. So a normal run takes 11 weeks. Right now, the lead time in the United States is roughly 6 months to 8 months.
Because of the
So these guys,
the supply and demand.
Supply and demand. So these guys are going to be able to pull it off in about 5 weeks. So they already got started. They're in that process.
So when the production run is actually run, we'll be able to do it with engraved cans.
Yeah, we'll be able to do it engraved. Okay. So they're saving $100,000 at the end of the day. So, which leaves us a little more money for us to do another order and get things going. So they're just paying us for the stuff that we have to get ordered for them. So,
and unfortunately for us, it means that the revenue now moves into the second quarter from the first quarter.
Yeah, so that's kind of on y'all's part, but when I was explained to me that way, it didn't make perfect sense, right? I'm worried about getting it done, but at the same time, there's two factors to this whole company, right? Not just making drinks, but also producing, recording and booking all the revenue that goes in.
But the deposit remains.
Absolutely.
So we didn't have any issues with the deposit. So that was good news.
Yeah. So it allows us to also to work on these other projects and take a little deep breath and focus on these other drinks that we feel strongly that Green Lotus is going to take it to the next level. We feel strongly that the Rocky Mountain new beverages are going to be taking this to the next level. And we were able to work with these formulations that put us in a different market. So we have a lot of things. Tough times come through, but tough people stick, So that's how we're making it.
Well, so really what we've described today is that the company has developed, the way I see it, it's 3 main revenue streams. One is our online revenue stream that Michelle's talked about through the wholesale and the direct-to-consumer online that we've already established. Secondly is our private label revenue stream that Christian's talked about with both Green Lotus and CBD Life, and we'll be growing that private label revenue stream. And the third, which is getting ready to launch, is our retail revenue stream through Doug Gillen, our new Vice President of Sales. And that revenue stream will grow tremendously this year. And we've got some very aggressive sales goals surrounding that. And that's one of the reasons that we've developed these new drinks, is to provide product to go into the retail locations. So we're very excited about this year. This is cornerstone year for this company.
Yeah, and if I may add, and as far as the CBD Life, and I'm able to discuss, I can only say a couple of things, because this also set them back a little bit with their customers. You know,
Right.
we talked about major, so they just recently were able to confirm and negotiate and finalize a negotiation with a major international retailer who's taking those drinks, which I thought it was interesting, because I thought it was going to be a more local one, but it was more of an international, which I thought it was great, because it's going to make things a lot easier to cross that border into the United States, because it will be in both places of the border. So the retail's over there, the retail's over here, and so those things, not to mention the other pharmacies, outlets that they already have, and they're all waiting. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't called us, because, you know, like, hey, are these guys telling me the truth, or you guys don't want to give my drinks? It's not that. I mean, it's the government issue, you know. Once we get over this hump and the first truckload just crosses that border, you know, we're going to hire some more people, right?
As we need to, we will.
We can't handle it all.
Just, you know, there's just no enough. You know, we got the U.S. market, and then we have the Mexican market. Green Lotus, Carlos, is a big part of CBD Life. He was a big influence in bringing that contract to us, and was a big influence on helping them also develop the law and help them with how to make this work. I wish the FDA would call him, make things a lot easier. We talked about this, right? Because they're going to need somebody in that expertise, not only the other companies, but somebody in that expertise that can help them regulate this, because he's very specific how he wants things done, right? You know, you walk into his lab, and if you open a door and you don't have anything, you know, protection, he shuts that door down and gives you a whole drill sergeant lesson. I mean, he's really good at that stuff. So he's very excited about this water. I mean, and I don't want to, you know, get crossfires here, you know, between Carlos and CBD Life, but he feels strongly he's going to do very, very well as far as in the million can zone.
Well, that's great. So, well, we've got some exciting things going on.
We do.
So
We never sleep. We're constantly working.
That's true. That's true.
You can ask John Laudo. We talk, and yeah, he knows I don't sleep, so that's good to know.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. It's been a very good show. So we're looking forward to the coming weeks and months, what they're going to bring for us.
Can't wait.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.